All right, everybody. Here is the lesson on how to complete section 2.4 in Get More Math. There are 4 different styles of questions you can see by the 4 red buttons at the top. The hardest one is the one that's on the screen right now. So what I'm going to do is just use a screen grab so I can write on the screen itself. And here we go. So screenshot. I would recommend you do the same thing. And then using the markup tool, here we go. We're going to begin by calculating the slope. The calculation of slope is to take the 2 y's and subtract them. This is the second y. So this is the first thing that I write down. And this is the first y. And the equation tells me to subtract them. So I'm going to go ahead and put a minus sign in between. On the bottom, I'm going to go ahead and do my x's, right? The second x, which is this negative 15. And I'm going to go ahead and pick the first x, which is negative 17. And I'm going to subtract them because that's what the formula is, right? So hopefully you're not completely brand new to what I'm doing here. Let's see, 5 minus negative 5 is a 10. And negative 15 minus negative 17 is a 2. And while I'm out of space here, 10 divided by 2 is 5. So my slope is 5. Now for the y-intercept, I'm going to use the space that's down below here. You might recall that I had been using purple on the board. Here I don't have as many colors, so I'm just going to rewrite y equals mx plus b, the generic equation. I'm going to go ahead and grab one of my pairs. I'm going to use a highlighter tool for this one. I'm going to grab the second pair just because it's the pair that I happen to notice. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my negative 15, which is the x value, and 5, which is the y value, because these are alphabetical order, right? X, then y. And I'm going to put the negative 15 in the x spot. So right below the x, I'm going to put the negative 15. Right below the y, I'm going to go ahead and put the 5. I've already calculated my m value, which is 5. That's my slope, so I'm going to put that below the m value. And I'm going to put everything else in. There's my equals, there's my multiplication sign, and my plus b. So let's figure out what the b is. 5 times negative 15, if you need a calculator, go ahead and use it. It's negative 75. Everything else comes down. And now let's solve for b, right? So I need to get rid of the minus 75, so I'm going to add 75 to both sides. Some of you are going to do this step in your head. It's cool if you can do that. And I get b equals 80. That's my y-intercept. Oops. Let's write that a little bit neater. Maybe. There we go. So now I have my slope and my y-intercept, and that gives me the equation y equals 5x plus 80. Right? That's the first style of question. So I'm going to remember those things, the 5, the 80, and the 5x plus 80. So let's go back to Get More Math and type them all in. So I have access to the rest of it. So I think this was a 5, check mark. This was an 80, if I recall correctly. Oh, this has happened to some of you. If you find yourself not being able to type, which is happening to me right at the moment, go up here to Settings. Uncheck Use Native Keyboard for your device. And then you're going to probably have to restart or reload Get More Math, unfortunately. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to restart mine with 1. And your password. And there's no reason why anybody would ever want to go back and enter as me. So I'll go ahead and just do that. And reselect the hamburger stack, reselect settings, and then choose the bottom option, show touch-friendly keyboard. And you'll get your numbers back. That's happened to a couple people. Jace Gaston was one of the first ones to point it out to me and suggested I put that in my video. So there we go. And here we go, y equals so 5x, because slope, and then plus 80. So plus, where's my plus sign? 80. And there we go. Oh, and I didn't ever press the green check mark, so good. Now, the second style of question. I'm going to go ahead and screen grab this one. Actually, maybe I won't. It says Lewis started out with $148 in her bank account. That's going to be your y-intercept. She saves $4 per week. So saving $4 per week, it's the per. That's the $4 per week or per month or per day. So simply $4 per week is what we're saving. So that's the correct slope. The y-intercept is the starting value. That's 148. So 148. So you're going to see I don't really need a checkbox for this. And then write an equation. I just put these things together. So we'll do the y equals, or an equation for the amount of money. Let's see. I guess I'm going to have to type it with y and then equals. So it's a little bit of a hassle to type this one. But here we go, 4x. So 4 with my x. This is definitely a hassle. Plus 148. So plus 148. That represents the scenario. There we go. All right, third style of question. This is a little bit easier. Tap on the y-intercept. The y-intercept is here. That's the y-intercept, so done. And that blue dot probably isn't exactly on the spot, but I think they're going to give me credit for that. And finally, what's the line's y-intercept? The y-intercept is the spot where the pink line touches the y-axis. In this one, it is one space above the origin. That's positive 1. So I'll just come down here and type in a 1. Oh, okay, so they want 0, 1. So I have to type it the way they want it. So parentheses, let's see, 0, 1. So that's the same thing as what they want. And that's it. And then they're going to recycle me back to the original style. This one's given as a pair within a table. But again, you're going to go ahead and use that same formula that we used in the first part. I'm not going to walk you through the whole thing again. Go ahead and rewind if you need to see it again. Good luck on today's assignment.